Welcome everybody to my Clear Computer production of Cutie Pi, where I explore the idea that the ratio of the circumference to the diameter of a circle equals the constant called pi. This is the Greek letter and the number is 3.14. So what I want to do is explore some common circular items that you would find every day in your home and see if in fact the ratio of the circumference to the diameter creates the exact number pi. As you can see from my pegboard, I have the circumference in red, which is the length around the circle, and I have the diameter in blue, which cuts the circle into two perfect halves. So we're measuring the length of the circumference and the diameter, and we are creating a ratio which is supposed to create pi. So I'm going to test this theory using several common household items. So at first I wanted to measure the circumference and the diameter of my pegboard, which I just showed you. And the circumference was 24, the diameter was 8. So 24 divided by 8 equals 3, which is close to 3.4, but not really. So I'll show you the next normal everyday item that I measured to see if the ratio of the circumference to the diameter in fact becomes 3.14. So the next item I used was your everyday apple. I measured the circumference and the diameter. I used centimeters this time, so the circumference is 24.5 divided by 8. And the diameter became 3.0, well, there's a 2 at the end. So I thought, well, I don't know, if you rounded it, it could be 3.14, but you know what, I want the exact number. So again, I decided to use another everyday household item and see if I can get pi out of that one. The next item I used was a coffee can, and my challenge has always been, how do I measure the circumference of any of my products that I use or my household items? And here we have the hazelnut coffee, which is my favorite. So I figured, let me go ahead and just peel off the label, measure the label, and it became 12.75 inches. And the diameter was easy enough to record, and that became 4 inches. And the ratio is 3.18. So I said, whoa, I'm getting there. I'm almost there, it seems. Now, I'm going to show you one more everyday item that you can use to measure the diameter and the circumference to see if it, in fact, the ratio turns out to be 3.14. So the last item I used was the end of a toilet roll, the end of the paper of the toilet roll. And again, I just peeled off the end layer of paper, measured the edge for the circumference, measured the diameter, and I got the result 5 inches divided by 1.5 inches equals 3.33. And this symbol on top means that the 3.33 goes on and on and on, which means 3.3 repeating. So that was pretty far off from pi. Then I decided, what if I go ahead and average all of the numbers to see if the average becomes the constant pi. So my next step was to add all of my numbers and to see what the result is. So as you can see, I used my calculator to figure out the result of adding all of my four numbers. And as you can see, the result is 12.572, which I've written here. Then to find the average, of course, you take all of these numbers, because we used four items, we divide that number by 4. So I'm just going to simply go ahead and punch in divided by sign 4, and let's see what we're going to get. Boom! 3.143. Yay! I finally have found pi. But the only way I could get there is to use 4 different items, figure out the ratios between circumference and diameter, and see that they're not exact, add them up, divide them by 4 to get the average, and end up, as we can see, 3.14. We can take away actually the 3. So thank you very much for watching my presentation of Cutie Pi, where I discovered that averaging 4 items with their circumference and diameter ratios becomes 3.14. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed my Cutie Pi production.